Welcome to the Bridgestone BSMA Championship. On this week's show, we're going to look back at some of the action from across the Bridgestone BSMA season. The series took place on some of the finest circuits in the UK, testing riders to the full as they battle it out to be crowned the prestigious BSMA champion. In the auto class, some of our youngest riders took to the track for some fierce battles across the season. Consistency paid off for Sean Mahoney as he took the title. Freddie Bartlett was the fastest rider on the track, but a missed round at Roxton cost him dearly in the championship. Other riders to look out for included Jonas Brown, Regan Rogers, Harvey Jackson, Ben Casey, Hayden Yeen, Joey Benfield, Kieran Paget, Finley Miller and Freddie Gardner. Let's look back at some of the auto highlights. Sean Mahoney really gritting his teeth and getting on with things at the moment. We're at the front, the dark riding gear and the fluorescent yellow riding helmet there. That's the machine number 292. Freddie Bartlett, oh, he got a bit skew-if there going into the woods, but recovered well. Freddie Bartlett leads the way. Mahoney in second place. May possibly have been Joe Benfield in third. Jonas Brown, Regan Rogers also in there as well. Danny Webster, I think, just went through number 44, looking to try and break into the top 3 this weekend, but not having such a good start to this one, trying to fight his way into the top 10. Regan Rogers, Harvey Jackson, Louis Brooks, Hayden Yeen, Finley Miller also in there as well. Theo Hemsley not too far behind us. One rider took a bit of a tumble there, almost collected by one of the following riders, and hopefully the marshals should be on hand to get that rider back into the race. We'll see the army of people with the bibs on there. They're the pickup marshals because these are youngest riders of the weekend. And although the likes of Freddie Bartlett, Sean Mahoney, our leaders, oh, as Mahoney, he just made a mistake, got it cross-rutted. Now, did he stay on the bike? I think he did. He still pursues after Freddie Bartlett, but as we were saying, some of the less experienced riders, they do sometimes struggle in some of the deeper ruts and some of the more tricky parts of the track. So you'll see the army of people in the fluorescent bibs there just walking around, running around the track in many cases, making sure that if the riders get in trouble, they get straight back into the action. So Sean Mahoney making that mistake, and of course he has got that hand injury as well, so that won't do him any favours, but really a brave ride from Sean Mahoney. There he goes in second place as he looks to stay in contention for the championship. But the rider to beat, number 292, Freddie Bartlett, who notably has only been riding for, I think, less than 12 months. His father, Sebastian Bartlett, is a former British Championship motocross rider. It looks like there's some motocross genes in the Bartlett family because he's only a newcomer, but Freddie Bartlett really looking very smooth indeed. And the likes of Bartlett, Mahoney going for some of these huge jumps as well as the tabletop just after the finish line. And the likes of Freddie Bartlett, Sean Mahoney actually clearing that big tabletop, and some of our adult riders, they're struggling to clear that jump. So just goes to show how fearless these young auto riders are. The very youngest riders in this race are only 6 years old, so they really are just little children, you might say, but on the track they're fearsome motocross warriors just like their adult counterparts. As Bartlett, there you see him flying into the woods and now starting to pull away from his rival Mahoney. Sean Mahoney, as we said before the injury, but still looking strong indeed in second place. May well have been Joey Benfield in third place by the looks of things, with Jonas Brown, Regan Rogers not too far behind as well. And we see some of the tail enders starting to break away from the rest of the field a bit further around the track there. But at the moment, a clean track for Freddie Bartlett, who steers right down the hill now into one of these fastest parts of the course, these huge downhill ski jumps. And look at the distance there and the speed of Freddie Bartlett down the hill as he looks to try and pull away from Mahoney. Set the fastest lap of the race, 2:06.280. The autos course riding one of the smallest parts of the course. One rider goes down. I think that might have been 1-2-4 quite possibly. Went down, but the rider okay and back into the action. See the pickup marshals helping us. Oh, as another rider takes a tumble very quickly. The marshal hand to get the rider back into the race. That, I think, was Hayden Yeen, who was in 9th place. So hopefully he hasn't lost too many places. He was straight back into the action. But no problems whatsoever for Freddie Bartlett. He closes in on the overall victory. 1 lap to go into the final corner and will take the checkered flag.
My name's Sean Mahoney, in the auto class. Well, this year, the first round, second overall, and then the second round, I had a bad race in the first race, so my chain come off, so then I had 6th overall. I won the championship by 102 points, so I was happy about that, and I just want to say thanks to Mum and Dad, Mark Jones and Alan PS for the tips on walking the track.
Freddie Bartlett 292 second place. I missed Roxton out because I broke my wrist, and it's been a very good year, and it's a very good session of rounds and good tracks to ride.
Regan 278 auto. It was good, and I done really good in the championship.
The junior class was incredibly close, with 3 riders in contention going into the final round. Tyler Smith, George Goodfellow and Keelan Hope were inseparable throughout the year, whilst other riders to look out for included Jack Viner, Jacob Harley, Adam Thomas, Ellis Poole, Lewis Roden, Dylan Mealy and Ben Humphries. Let's look back at some of the highlights from the juniors. Lewis Roden, your early race leader, the 65s, running the full Roxton circuit. And as the day goes on, the track looking in great condition for them, really has dried out. We saw at the start of the show the quagmire conditions, and I think for most of the 65s it would have been virtually unrideable. Maybe not for some of these top riders though, because they're of course very skilled indeed, but perhaps it was a bit more wise to hold the race until Sunday, because the track now really is looking in great condition as Lewis Roden goes round the outside of the wall of death, back down the valley, up towards the finish line for the first time. And Lewis Roden looking to try and snatch the overall from Tyler Smith. It all hangs on this race, so it looks to me like Ellis Poole could well be in second place. So it's Poole in second, there's Tyler Smith in third. Keelan Hope also well placed amongst the front runners there. Some of the other riders in there, George Goodfellow, Adam Thomas. Good start for the WEM rider, Jack Viner as well. He's in the top 10 as well, as leaders go through for the first time and back through to their second lap. As Lewis Roden leads the way, Ellis Poole still there in second place, Tyler Smith in third, heading back down towards the valley section. Once again, you can see just how gnarly these ruts are for these smaller riders. There's some difficulty for some of the autos, and of course the 65 still very small machines, slightly more suspension travel but still with a small wheelbase, so nonetheless it's still a challenge for some of these 65 riders, but no problems whatsoever for Lewis Roden as he starts to pull away from Ellis Poole in second place. And here he comes round the wall of death, rails it round the outside. Lewis Roden looking to try and snatch the overall win from Tyler Smith. Smith's second place will do it for him though, so he really needs to get past Ellis Poole in second place as Roden pulls away. Let's see who's in second place. It looks like Tyler Smith has gone through into second place, which would give him the overall, and Ellis Poole 116 goes down to third place, so Lewis Roden leads the way. There's Smith in second, Poole in third, and it looks to me like George Goodfellow, there he is, number 117, is up to fourth place and is starting to put the pressure on Ellis Poole in third. So Lewis Roden leads the way, maintaining that gap from the second place rider, flying over the tabletop there. Tyler Smith in second, there's Poole in third, and Goodfellow on the charge in fourth place, and looks like George Goodfellow really could be the rider to watch. Making his way through the field's fastest lap there, 2:21.918, and George Goodfellow, the third place rider, really is on the charge. There he is in third, really starting to close up now on Ellis Poole, who's still there in third place. So the fourth place rider there, George Goodfellow, is closing up on third. Oh, it was a small mistake there from Lewis Roden. He still leads the way. That could have been costly had the bike high-sided him, but he kept his cool and maintains that gap. He has a quick glance over to see where Tyler Smith is, and Smith starting to close up. He's done enough at the moment to secure the overall victory, but I'm sure he would love to go out with a win in this final moto. But the race leader, Lewis Roden, will have other ideas. He rails the berm round the outside. Looks like he's going to hold on for victory. So it's a race win for Lewis Roden with Tyler Smith in second place.
My name is George Goodfellow and I finished third in the championship and I'm in the 65s. Well, I've had a good year, good season, and I had my bike problems yesterday, but at least I still got third, and thanks to AG Racing and Ricky Priest, and without my mum and dad it couldn't be possible.
Hi, my name's Keelan Hope and I finished second in the junior class. I thought that the championship was very good. I had a few ups and downs. I've got next year on the 65 because I was only 10 2 days ago. Thanks to Pure MX and Texan Racing and my mum and dad.
I'm Talia Smith and I ride in the 65cc and I'm number 181. It's been a good year, a few ups and downs. I think my worst round was Fat Cats. I had bike problems in the second race of the first day. Means as my power valve went, so I didn't have much power. And I'd like to say thanks to Motormark, NX2, my mum and dad, and Mountain Fuel.
Welcome to the Bridgestone BSMA Championship. On this week's show, we're going to look back at some of the action from across the Bridgestone BSMA season. The series took place on some of the finest circuits in the UK, testing riders to the full as they battle it out to be crowned the prestigious BSMA champion. The small wheel 85 saw plenty of handlebar banging action. Ben Watkins was the rider to beat throughout the year, whilst Harrison McCann, Billy Duke and Matt Tolley ran him close. Other riders to look out for included Ethan Sills, Charlie Griffiths, Harvey Tillotson, Jack Taylor, Lewis Glynn and Luke Woolgrove. Let's look back at some of our small wheel 85cc highlights. Ben Watkins, number 25, your race leader, starts to pull away ever so slightly from Billy Duke, who's on his tail in second place, but look out for Toby Potter, the rider there in third place, number 110. He needs to win this final race to stand any chance of the overall victory. So Potter there, 110, gets to work, tries to go around the outside of Duke to go into the top corner, as Ethan Sills there, number 30, well placed in the midfield. But look at that for a move there, round the outside goes Toby Potter, two riders in one fell swoop round the back of the course, and Toby Potter leads the way. It looks like Billy Duke's gone through into second place. So Ben Watkins, after getting the whole shot, drops down to third place, though he's fighting back down the inside with Tristan Williams of 81 just behind in fourth position. But there we see number 110, Toby Potter, leading them back towards the finish line to complete the first lap. Goes over the tabletop and into this really slow part of the course, very tight and gnarly on those midfield lines there. Toby Potter goes round the final corner. It looks like Watkins has gone back into second place. Billy Duke in third and Tristan Williams fourth. There they go charging around. There in fifth place with the white helmet. That's the machine of 277, Ben Clark. Second place would be enough in terms of the overall, but he's got a bit of work to do and he's got some very tough nuts to crack in front of him. Toby Potter starts to pull away from Watkins in second place, but Watkins not giving up the fight. And they make their way in towards the centre of the course with 110, Toby Potter leading the way, looking very strong indeed. Goes over the little ski jump there, up towards the back of the course, and Potter, you'll see him start to pull away now from Watkins, and this part of the track getting more and more tough and demanding as Watkins loses a little bit of ground to the race leader Potter, and still in third place looks like Billy Duke and Tristan Williams third and fourth, with Ben Clark just shadowing in fifth place. And you see Ben Clark, actually the overall leader so far, closing up on Billy Duke, coming back toward the shot now, and a mid-air pass there from Ben Clark. Tries to go for the pass and I think has made it stick, and so looks like, well, Ben Clark looks like he's up to fourth position at the moment, starting to close up on the race leader 110, Toby Potter, making his way round the final corner, and Potter really starting to pull away now as he goes past the finish line to complete another lap. Clear track in front of him, Watkins still in second, and it looks like indeed that Clark is up to third place, being urged on as he goes past the mechanics area, just ahead of Billy Duke, Tristan Williams, Harrison McCann, Luke McShane also in there as well, Ethan Sills, Matt Tolley dropping a little bit further back after that strong start, and Cameron Box, number 29, also in there as well amongst the front runners. But Toby Potter making his way around the centre of the course, through the ruts. It's getting more and more tough and technical. And so Potter rails the berm round the outside at this sand circuit here at Fat Cats. Very tough circuit, and is known as arguably one of the toughest sand circuits in the UK. As Toby Potter takes the checkered flag, Ben Clark finished second, which was enough for the overall victory.
My name's Billy Duke, I'm in the small 85s and I come third. My favourite track was probably Brookthorpe. I like the track and I wasn't really that consistent because Fat Cats had a bad round and yeah, it was a bit bad, but I like the series. It was going good, but then Fat Cats I didn't really have a good round and it made me go down a bit. But
I'm Harrison McCann, I ride an 85cc small wheel and I finished second overall in the championship. The championship was, like the whole series was good, but it wasn't, I didn't ride the best, you know, we had a lot of bad luck, but Ben rode a fantastic year, couldn't fault him, but he rode really well. Yeah, can't wait for next year, be riding the big wheel 85 and just hope for a better year.
I'm Ben Watkins, 85 small wheel class, first overall. It's been good. I've been consistent all year. Done well at the tracks. Thought I did quite well in the racing as well. Fat Cats because it was rough, bermy, and it got roughy as well. It's really good. The tracks were like really prepped well and a bit unlucky with some of the weather, but yeah, it was good. I want to say thank you to IDS and Mountain Fuel.
In the big wheel 85 class, the rider to beat was Callum Beacon. 2016 was his final year in the big wheel 85s, and he had some great battles throughout the season with James Hanscom. Other riders to look out for included Marshall Smith, Billy Jones, James Hyatt, Finley Smith, Thomas Casbeard, Aaron Hall, Ben Davis and Stefan Hooper. Let's have a look back at some of our action from the big wheel 85s. I don't know if Billy Jones might have been caught up in the melee, possibly, or another one of our front runners, but 94, your race leader, James Hanscom, on the Yamaha, charging away at the front. James Hyatt on his tail in second place as the rest of the field make their way through. But James Hanscom leads them down the hill, and through the hairpin he goes. It's Hyatt in second, Beacon in third. Up to the top of the bank they go, and Hanscom now trying to pull away over the tabletop. Knows those two riders are behind him, but really getting to work, trying to pull away at the front. Hanscom down the inside there with Hyatt, and that's Beacon on his tail in third place. Beacon has a look down the inside of Hyatt, but not quite close enough to go for the pass. Here they come round the final corner to complete the first lap. It's Hanscom leading, Hyatt in second, and Beacon in third. It looks like Callum Beacon actually has gone through into second place around this really fast top corner on the downhill ski jump alongside the start straight, and you see the speed of the riders there down the hill. Hanscom leading the way, and Beacon had a look down the inside there but couldn't quite make the block pass down the inside. James Hyatt watching in third. It looks like Callum Watson there in fourth place, number 5, with Marshall Smith also well placed, Finley Smith, Sam Roberts, Ethan Loring, Aaron Hall and Ben Davis a little bit further behind. There we see Callum Watson going through, and there's Billy Jones, number 7, on the 150 CRF Honda. Hasn't had a very good start and trying to get back amongst the front runners, but now it looks like Callum Beacon has taken the lead from James Hanscom as they go back to the top of the hill. And Beacon looking very stylish over the tabletop, the red plate there. He's been the rider to beat this year in the big wheel 85cc class, and once again showing his great form as he takes the lead. Beacon comes into the final corner, round he goes and completes another lap at the front of the field. Hanscom in second, and they're pulling away slightly from James Hyatt, but Hyatt's still very much in there. Oh, as Hanscom there lost traction out of that middle corner, had a quick look over the shoulder to see where Hyatt was. But Callum Beacon now starting to pull away from Hanscom in second place. There he is, number 94, and number 35 there, James Hyatt in third. And they're all pulling away now from Callum Watson, who's coming under pressure from Billy Jones, and Callum Watson there dealing with Marshall Smith also as well by the looks of things. At the front though, number 211, Callum Beacon, leading the way and starting to pull a small gap from Hanscom in second. Back up the hill he goes. And Callum Beacon, very tall rider on that 85cc KTM. I'd imagine very soon, of course, he'll be looking to upgrade, I'd imagine, to either the 250F or 125 two-stroke possibly. But in the meantime, certainly getting to work in this big wheel 85cc class. Got the red plate and leads the series, starts to pull away and rails the outside line as he goes towards the downhill ski jump. Absolutely launches off that jump. Hanscom just as quick in second place, with Hyatt still shadowing him in third. Neither of these two riders can do anything about Beacon at the moment, but James Hanscom charging away in second. Still James Hyatt in third, and that looks like number 7, Billy Jones, in 4th place. And now it looks like Marshall Smith has gone through into 5th. So there we see Beacon just charging out of the shot there. Here comes Hanscom in 2nd place, Hyatt in 3rd. And look out for this rider in 4th place, number 7, the machine of Billy Jones. Fastest lap of the race, 2:24.148. And he is starting to close up on all of the leaders, faster than Beacon as well. So let's see what Billy Jones can do if he can stay in contention, because he really is starting to close up on the leaders, as Callum Beacon in the closing stage of the race leads them back up the hill. He's got a gap of just under 5 seconds from James Hanscom, who's still in 2nd place, with James Hyatt in 3rd. But Callum Beacon starts to close up on 1 or 2 of the tail enders, making it look cool, calm and collected. Goes round the final corner, really technical part of the track, past the finish line, and then back towards the start straight, rails that outside line and goes flying down the hill. Hanscom in 2nd place, Hyatt in 3rd. There's a tail ender in there as well, but Hanscom now with a clean track in front of him, trying to keep up with Hanscom. And that rider there looks like number 50 there, the machine of Kyle Jones, who goes a lap down. Marshall Smith in 4th, and looking to see where Billy Jones is going. I think he's gone missing, so the pace setter Billy Jones has dropped down the field. So that means that the front runners, Callum Beacon of course the race leader, under no real pressure now, because Billy Jones dropping down out of the reckoning by the looks of things. And he just snips round the outside of number 77 there, Jay Green, who goes a lap down as Beacon closes in on the checkered flag. He's got the cushion with Hanscom still in 2nd place, but 2 more corners to go for Callum Beacon as he goes round the final corner and will take the checkered flag.
Marshall Smith in the 85s, and I finished 3rd. I've been pretty consistent over all the series and been alright.
James Hanscom, number 94, and I got 2nd overall. Yeah, the season was good. I had a few ups and downs, and Fat Cats was good. Preferred it because it was sand, and it probably was one of my best rounds. And yeah, the track was good today. I quite liked it, but I hope it wasn't cancelled. And but yeah, it went well. I was happy with 2nd overall, and I'd like to thank Apex and Bridgestone, the main sponsors. The suspension's good with RG3, and thank everybody who helps me out.
Welcome to the Bridgestone BSMA Championship. On this week's show, we're going to look back at some of the action from across the Bridgestone BSMA season. The series took place on some of the finest circuits in the UK, testing riders to the full as they battle it out to be crowned the prestigious BSMA champion. The Senior and Senior Open class saw riders on the 125 and 254 strokes go head-to-head in some exciting on-track action. The Senior Open class saw riders on 254-stroke machines do battle, with Ian Harris taking the championship from John McKenzie, Brooklyn Evans, Adam Hill and Morgan McConnell. In the 2-stroke brigade, the seniors saw Owen Woodhouse take the championship from Ryan Manley, Jack Samuel, Harry Williams and Dean Palmer. Let's look back at some of our senior action. And as we'll see in a few moments, for the leaders, of course, they've got a clean track in front of them, but for these guys in the midfield and towards the back of the field, it's all a bit gnarly and some bumping and banging towards the back of the field as they look to establish their early positions. But Dion Thomas was leading the race, but it looks like John McKenzie's taking lead, number 663, as they go out into the valley section. The track really does open up now and gets a lot faster in places, but John McKenzie, number 663, takes the early lead. And now coming down into this really tight, difficult hairpin, very rutted on the inside. Oh, as Mackenzie makes a mistake, stalls the bike, and Dion Thomas goes straight into the back of him. There's a bit of a shuffle there amongst the leaders, and that means that out of nowhere, number 93, Zach Watkins, has taken the lead. So Watkins had some great starts over the weekend. He's been running on the fringe of the top 10, and after another great start, he takes advantage of the mistakes from the leaders there, and all of a sudden has quite a healthy gap of a couple of seconds. He goes back down the valley, hard on the power on that Honda, and 93, there he is once again, Zach Watkins, your early race leader, goes round the wall of death, and over the last few corners now to complete the first lap. Dion Thomas and John Mackenzie both got away from that incident. Well, there's Thomas in second, looks like Mackenzie in third, so despite that small mistake, it wasn't too costly for either Mackenzie or Thomas, as they're both still very much in the reckoning as they go past the finish line for the first time. There's Thomas in second, Mackenzie in third, and a whole gaggle of riders amongst the front there. James Bates, Joe Cadwallader, not such a good start for him, but he's coming through the field. He looks to secure the overall victory this weekend. None of that, of course, bothering Zach Watkins. He goes flying over the tabletop to start his second lap, but all very closely contested at the front. The top 10 only covered by a few seconds, and it looks to me like Dion Thomas, number 59 in second place there, is starting to close up on the race leader. So Zach Watkins, there he is, number 93, still with a bit of work to do, because Dion Thomas really is starting to close up in second place. He's regained his composure after being caught up in that melee on the first lap, and he ran into the back of the early leader, John Mackenzie. Mackenzie still there amongst the leading group as well. So as we go back into the valley for the second time, you see some of the camera angles really do show how steep and off camber some of these corners are. Now Watkins coming back into the corner that caused trouble on the first lap. It's a tight left-hand hairpin and a really gnarly rut on the inside, but Watkins goes through that, as did the rest of the leaders, with no problems whatsoever. And now this huge downhill jump, rests it neatly, and those really gnarly braking bumps there as Watkins continues to lead the way. He knows that second place is not too far behind. Dion Thomas still there in second place and still keeping the pressure on, but Watkins, as we said earlier, he's been on the fringes of the top 10 throughout the week. Well, throughout Sunday's racing, of course. Saturday's racing was abbreviated due to the weather, of course, but in the previous two races he's been there or thereabouts amongst the leading group. He's had some great starts, and now this is his big chance. Maybe he can snatch victory in this final moto. Joe Cadwallader, meanwhile, number 72, making his way through the field, leading the overall scores at the moment for today, and looking to try and grab that overall victory. But he needs to get past a few of these leaders as the lead group go past the finish line once again, and up this huge step-up jump, and the table's up very fast part of the course. And as you can see, in second place now, number 59, Dion Thomas is starting to close up on the race leader, Zach Watkins. Tries the inside line. It looks like Watkins has got that line covered, but the leading group now started to bunch up. It looks like Corey Coombs, number 622, also in there as well. Ewan Harris as well, number 791. There was Cadwallader, number 72, going through. But Thomas now really starting to apply the pressure to the leader, Zach Watkins. And Watkins now back into the valley once again. He knows that the leading group of riders are right on his tail and doing all he can just to maintain that lead, run down the laps and try and snatch victory. But Thomas had a look trying down the inside, but not really close enough to get a front wheel in there. Watkins holds on to the lead, and Thomas right on his tail now, and Thomas now really starting to increase the pressure in second place. Watkins charges down the hill, over the braking bumps he goes, and there's Thomas on his tail there in second place, trying the inside line but not close enough to get the front wheel in again. Thomas just sensing, trying to get the opportunity just to snatch the line away from Watkins, but Watkins riding very well at the front, holding his lines well. Into the wall of death they go, railed round the outside there, and the track, despite that really onslaught, really terrible weather yesterday, real onslaught the track had of the snow and rain, looking in great condition, although there are some really gnarly ruts and bumps in places as well. And now Thomas are going past the finish line, really starting to put the pressure on now. Watkins doing all he can to hold on to the lead. It looks like still in third place, John Mackenzie, as Thomas goes down the inside and takes the lead. A classic block pass there. Now Watkins tries to fight back over the tabletop, but it looks like Thomas has got the line. Forces Watkins offline slightly there, and that means that Dion Thomas, number 59, gets the race lead. And it looks like all of a sudden in second place, out of nowhere, Ewan Harris has also taken second place. So Harris in second, and Paul Zat-Watkins in the space of around 3 corners has dropped from first to third, and now he's coming under pressure. Looks like could be Corey Coombs or maybe even James Bates in there as well, keeping Watkins under pressure. But now it looks like the lead is going to be a straight fight between these top 2 riders now. Number 59, Dion Thomas, your new race leader. 7.91 though in second place. There he goes into the left-handed gnarly hairpin there up the hill. That's Ewan Harris in second place. And well, Harris just about a second and a half behind maybe from Thomas, the race leader. Now looks like it could be Corey Coombs possibly in third. Thomas has a quick glance over the shoulder to see where the leaders are, and he knows they're not too far behind. Thomas now looking straight down the track, looking to try and get back on the power on the KTM and pull away from the second place rider. And he's pulled a small gap with Ewan Harris, but Harris is in no mood to give up. Could well be Corey Coombs out to third place. It looks like John McKenzie's gone through to fourth, with Zach Watkins dropping to fifth place. James Bates, Joe Cadwalder also in there as well. And the leaders coming back towards the finish line once again, with Dion Thomas leading the way. Looks like Ewan Harris still in second place. Corey Coombs on the tail in third place. As Watkins goes through there, number 93, he's dropped an awful lot of places in one lap. So the early charge from Watkins looks like it's fizzled out a bit now, because Watkins dropping down the field a bit. Nonetheless, so he's still well placed in the top 10. But in terms of the lead, this is the guy to look out for now, number 59, your new race leader. Oh, as the rider goes down there on the wall of death in a rather precarious position now. I think that might be number 17, Owen Woodhouse. Oh, there's one or two of the riders there just dodging the rear wheel of the fallen rider by centimetres. And now at the front, looks like we may have had a change of leader, and yes we have, because whilst the fallen rider was down, it looks to me like Ewan Harris has taken the lead. There he is, number 791. So Ewan Harris, your new race leader, really pulled it out of the bag there. He's pulled up that small gap, 1.5 seconds on Dion Thomas, has now taken the lead. So Ewan Harris has been on fine form this weekend, trying to snap their overall victory. But I think Joe Cadwalder, number 72, a little bit further behind at the moment. He's just about done enough at the moment to hold on to the overall victory. But Ewan Harris takes the checkered flag.
Owen Woodhouse, senior 125's first. Started off not too good, but then after Fat Cats took the points lead and just held on to it until the end. That's not much else happened. Yeah, it was a good series, just affected by weather a lot, but the tracks were all good.
Hello, I'm Wayne Manley in the 125cc seniors. My favourite track was Fat Cats, and the championship went consistent, managing to get mostly fifths, which caused me to get consistent points, managing to get second overall in the championship.
My name's Ian Harris. This is the senior 250Fs and I finished first. Well, season been really good except Fat Cats probably, when I had a crash and I rode crap. But my favourite track I gotta be probably Fat Cats was my favourite track, but I just rode crap there. The championship was really good. They put an awesome series together and fair play, it worked well. Just a bit of bad luck on the weather.
It certainly didn't stop the fun in the paddock though, with a Glastonbury feel and this rather large puddle, certainly an attraction to all of the riders. Our next adult class was the novice and vet category. In the novice class, Mantas Balkunius was the rider to beat in the early stage of the season. However, Neil Davis emerged as the rider to beat. Kieran Price was not too far behind in second, whilst other riders to look out for included Michael Summers, Jake Nichols, Jack Smith and Curtis Carter. In the vets class, Simon Bracey was the early pace setter, but injury at Pontrial set him back and John Gauntlet emerged to take the title. Jay Skillett was second, Bracey settled for third. Other riders to look out for included Grant Mayhew, Robert Howard and Paul Minahane. Let's look back at some of our novice and vets highlights.
Hi, I'm Neil Davis. I rode in the novice and I was first overall. Yeah, I enjoyed the championship. I thought it was run really well. To be honest, I enjoyed pretty much most of the tracks. My strongest points was in the wet. That's where I done the best. But yeah, to be fair, all the tracks are pretty good.
Welcome to the Bridgestone BSMA Championship. On this week's show, we're going to look back at some of the action from across the Bridgestone BSMA season. The series took place on some of the finest circuits in the UK, testing riders to the full as they battle it out to be crowned the prestigious BSMA champion. Moving on to our adult riders, we had the AMX and Open classes. In the AMX class for MX2 riders, Harry Linton and Lee Truman battled it out throughout the season, and it went right down to the final round. Other riders running well this year included Darren Webster, Liam Deegan and Dan Merrills. In the AMX Open class, Alan Pearce and Chris Grindle were the riders to beat, although Andy Fitzgerald set the early pace. Other riders to look out for included Nathan Bache and Ryan Bourne. Let's have a look back at some of our AMX and Open class action. As we see number 33 there's Ashley Greedy getting back into the action, albeit way down the field. But that's great news, of course, for Chris Grindle, number 52, with many of his top rivals fighting their way through the field. It's Jonathan Roderick Evans, number 101, in second place as they charge up the hill for the first time. So Grindle, with a great start, comes off the tabletop into the corner. Oh, but he's gone down. Chris Grindle goes down, and that means that Jonathan Roderick Evans, number 101, takes the lead. I think that may well be Linton in second place. Number 26 there, the machine of Harry Linton in second. So a drama on the first lap there as 101. Jonathan Roderick Evans takes the lead. Harry Linton in second. It looks to me like Rob Yates is in third. So Roderick Evans leads him up the hill, goes round the top corner, flies down the downhill ski jump. Linton in second, Yates in third. Darren Webster also well placed. And let's see the fourth place rider there, number 31 in fourth place. That's the machine of Michael Law. Had a great start and running strongly in that fourth position, and the rest of the field go charging through. There's number 52, Chris Grindle. He's recovered, and a great recovery as well for number 331, Alan Pearce. Caught up in the accident on the first lap, but got away quickly and is already starting to close in amongst the front runners. But 101, the machine of Jonathan Roderick Evans. Oh, but he's gone down as well. We were just saying trying to pull away, but he's just lost the front wheel in the rut. So they're dropping like flies in this AMX and Open class race, and that means that number 4, Rob Yates, the Bridgestone Yamaha rider, takes the lead. And looks like he's got Linton behind him. So Rob Yates, number 4, your new race leader. He was there or thereabouts at the start of the race, and now he's kept his cool and has taken the lead. It's good to see Rob Yates back on the track. He's a former champion in the Bridgestone BSMA series, but this year pretty much has been written off due to injury. So Yates coming back to full fitness now, and certainly showing that he's lost none of his speed as he goes flying down the hill. So I think for Yates really it's all going to be about 2017, but he's certainly looking to finish this year on a high note. There's Roderick Evans. He's recovered from his spill earlier on. Number 2 there, Sean Buchan, the rider we spoke to earlier, also in there as well. We saw Alan Pearce in there, Harry Linton, Michael Law, Lee Truman well placed as the leading group make their way back up the hill to start another lap. There's Roderick Evans. Looks like Sean Buchan in there as well. There's Chris Grindle as well, so Grindle recovering from his fall as well. Of course, this is the final race of the day. This Pontrailer circuit, a former Grand Prix venue, held around of the 500 Grand Prix back, I believe, in the year 2000, so it has got Grand Prix heritage, and it is known as a really tough, demanding circuit, very fast in places as well, and some of these gnarly ruts and braking bumps certainly will catch out the unwary. Oh, as we saw there, Yates actually made a small mistake there. The back end just washed out on him, but Fortunately for Yates, he's able to recover that one near enough in the same place where Chris Grindle went down on the first lap. But no problems for Rob Yates. He's regained his composure and holds on to the lead. Looking close in second there with Harry Linton in second. Looks like Michael Law still in third. Yates started to pull away Linton there. There he is in second. Law has a look around the outside of Linton with Roderick Evans 101 charging away in fourth place. Michael Law all over the rear wheel of Harry Linton in second place. Tries the inside, but Linton's got the line covered. Roderick Evans goes through in fourth place, number 101. And there's Chris Grindle fighting his way back through into fifth place. Sean Buchan and look like number 80, Darren Webster, on his tail. So certainly amongst the leading few riders, it's all very, very close indeed at the front of this AMX and open class race as Rob Yates starts to pull away ever so slightly. Chris Grindle going through there, and looking at the lap charts, actually Grindle is certainly making up for lost time. Fastest lap of the race with 2:15.370 for Chris Grindle, number 52. So Rob Yates, leader of the AMX class, might be coming under pressure later on in the race because Grindle is certainly making up for lost time and starting to close up. But at the moment, Rob Yates looking cool and very calm at the front. The back end kicking out through that rut, but no problems on this lap for Yates. He starts to pull away from that battle for second place. And of course, the second place rider, number 26, Harry Linton, still battling away Michael Law in third. And I'm sure Yates will be hoping that those two can start to hold each other up. And there they go, that battle for second place just on the edge of the camera shot as Yates goes flying down the ski jump. And still Linton in second, Law in third. Linton again guards that inside line from Law. And those two really starting to scrap away, and that means that fourth and fifth there's Roderick Evans in fourth, Grindle in fifth. They're starting to close up on the battle for third place there. Well, looking at this, it looks like Yates has actually lost a bit of ground. There goes Yates, and Linton starting to close up a bit now. So Harry Linton in second place, starts to close up on Rob Yates, still with Michael Law on his tail in third. Here they come through the woods once again. And Yates trying to regain that gap at the front, comes back down the hill. See the back end snaking away down the hill as it struggles for grip. Very steep and fast part of the circuit, and it really is hard work on the brakes as they make their way down into the hairpin. But Rob Yates, your race leader, looking very strong indeed once again. He looks like he started to pull away actually from Linton in second place. So Rob Yates comes round the back of the circuit, the final few corners now to complete another lap, and started to pull away ever so slightly from the second place rider Harry Linton. Here he comes past the finish line to complete another lap. And Rob Yates, number 4, looking in great form. Linton now started to pull away ever so slightly from the number 31 Michael Law in third, but Law is still very much in there to go flying down that downhill ski jump once again. Linton still maintaining that gap in second place, and let's see, is it in fourth? It looks like Chris Grindle, number 52, and yes indeed it is. Darren Webster also in there as well. But Chris Grindle, after that fall on the first lap, is really starting to recover well, and it looks like he's closing on the battle for second. There's the battle for second place. Linton, Law, and there's Grindle starting to pull away from Webster. And that looks like Ashley Greedy in there as well. So Ashley Greedy, of course, who was near enough in last place after that accident on the first lap, is well and truly in the top 10. It looks like he's closing up on, well, Alan Pearce and Sean Buchan in there as well. So Ashley Greedy, one of the top riders in the UK, of course, over the years, and very accomplished arena cross rider as well. And this track on the Herefordshire South Wales border, it's almost, you might say, Ashley Greedy's home track. Not quite, of course, he's still quite a way away, but he does seem to go well here at Pond Trialers, and certainly living up to his name as he's having a great fight back coming through the field. But still, number 4, Rob Yates, leads the way and controlling the race at the front. As we were saying earlier, Rob Yates, of course, injured for much of the season, but now showing some of the form that really marks him out as one of the top riders in the BSMA. Started to pull away, but let's have a look in second place, because I think Law's gone through to second, Grindle to third, Linton drops to fourth, Darren Webster in fifth, and Ashley Greedy in sixth place. So as Yates, number 4, controls the race at the front, it's all happening in second place as Grindle has a look down the inside of Law. They're charging back up the hill. Grindle tries again, Linton watching in fourth, and there's Webster just behind in fifth place. But Chris Grindle really starting to put number 31 Michael Law under some pressure for second place. as Rob Yates still controlling the race at the front. He's not too bothered about that action behind him. He's just plugging away, looking to stay smooth, stay fast and maintain that gap at the front. And Rob Yates certainly doing a great job of it so far. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with this ride so far after being on the sidelines for much of the season. So it's a race win for Rob Yates.
Yeah, my name's Darren Webster. I come in the AMX class, and what was the other question?
Where did you finish?
Oh, I finished third. I had a consistent season, but I rolled around in the mud yesterday, and that's about it. Ace, I liked it, loved it.
My name's Harry Linton, number 26 in AMX, and finished first overall. Yeah, it was a good season, very tough, good battles with Lee Truman. My favourite round was probably Roxton. Good overall there.
Alan Pearce, first place in the Open. I really enjoyed it all year. I can't fault the organisation, everything everyone's done to put it all together. It's been a fantastic championship. I'd like to dedicate this one to my lost friend Matt Allen, 207. Like I say, dedicate everything I did this year to him. He's sorely missed. Thank you very much to everyone who's helped me through the year, especially Ross Parry at Dirt Wheels Motocross and Sean Mahoney from First Call Travel. Thank you very much.
My name's Andy Fitzgerald and I finished second overall in the Open class. Yeah, on the whole, the championship went really well. My best round was probably Roxton. I really liked the track. It was in perfect condition, really, and really rutty and enjoyed it. It's been fairly good. Some rounds I had a bit of bad luck, but managed to come out of it in second overall, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, definitely looking forward to next year. Mark Faraday and Bridgestone, they run a really good series, and the BSMA, and looking forward to doing it next year as well.
So that brings things to a close for 2016 at the Bridgestone BSMA Championships. We hope you've enjoyed this season and we look forward to seeing you again in 2017.